Well, my scan tool pissed me off the other day, so next thing I know I got a bunch of scan tools delivered to my door. There may or may not have been some beer involved in this. Let's see what I got. Alright, up first from Topdon, I'll just go from the cheapest to the most expensive. We got the ArtiLink 201. This is just your run-of-the-mill basic code reader. It's just an OBD2 code reader from Topdon. Reads DTCs, clears them, freeze frame, readiness monitors, and you get some live data stream and O2 sensor data test, which is that's not bad. So well, let's open it up, see what we got here. Got a little USB plug to connect to the computer to update it. All these scanners are going to have to be updated. You can see just a nice little compact unit. What do you got here? You know what? That's a decent length. I don't know if I can show the whole thing. That's a decent length cable. You can actually plug that in and sit in the vehicle. Some of these cables are like that long, which sucks. You got to sit down in the footwell to look at this stuff. I like that it has dedicated buttons, and it has a Y and an N there for if you have a fault or not, and then it's got a dedicated emission monitor button. You can just one click and it checks. That makes it really handy if you just want to just fire up the vehicle and check real quick on the monitors. These little code readers come in really handy for something like that. Alright, I plugged it into a vehicle. Can you even see that screen? The glare is kind of impossible. And you can see that's what it looks like. And well, let's just check the monitors on here real quick. And you can see we don't have any codes. Everything checks out. Every system that's on here has passed. That only took about 15 seconds at the most. I really like that. That comes in handy, and you can see the little Y there means we have no codes. So, neat little tool. So as you saw, it's got a nice little display. Worked right out of the box without updating it. It's got a decent length cable, and I like that it has dedicated buttons so you can scroll up and down. And I think this is around $48 or $50 on Amazon right now. Just for reference, this one from Autel is probably, I think, $35. As you can see, that length in cable, you see the added length, that really helps. And then this one you can only scroll down. So if you want to go back up one, you can't. You got to keep scrolling all the way back down to the bottom of the list and come back around. This one's nice where you can just go right back up. And it's got a dedicated back and OK. So for a few more dollars, it's definitely nice to have some added buttons. Anyway, let's see what we got next. Alright, up next from Foxwell. This is the NT301. This is also just your run-of-the-mill OBD2 code reader. But you can see this one has quite a few more buttons. Very nice. Although it doesn't look like it has that long of a cable. Let's see, made in China. And you can see, yeah, it reads and erases. Just like everything, reads freeze frame, clears codes. Looks like it has some kind of graphing mode, which is kind of nice. Enhanced mode 6 function, which is nice. Automatic VIN acquisition. We'll have to try that. See if I can get that to work. Looks like it has a bunch of different languages. English, Spanish, French, German, Portuguese, and more. And what they really try to tout, one-click update. So it's supposed to be easy to update. Some of these little code readers can be a pain in the butt to update. Now let's open it up, see what we got. Once again, you get a little USB cable. And this one actually gives you a user's guide. Looks pretty decent, got pictures and stuff. And this one's a little beefier. It's got a nice little rubber overmold around it. A little bit bigger screen. I want to say these are right around $70 on Amazon right now. But you can see that that cord is definitely lacking in the length department. That's going to make it so you're hunched over underneath. And as you can see, it's got the 3 LEDs right here to indicate if there's an issue. More buttons right here, which is kind of nice. So you can scroll not only up and down but back and forth. And it's got a dedicated read and erase button. And it's got the help button. It's got the monitor button, and then this little red button powers the unit down and resets it if you need to. And just like all these OBD code readers, they'll power up as soon as you plug it in. You can see that's definitely a nice big display. Let's see how fast it'll look at the monitors. There you go, pretty fast. Definitely has a nice little crisp display on there, I like that. Well, that beep is annoying. Thankfully, you can turn that beep off. There, that's much better. But you can see with this cord, I guess you can barely sit in the driver's seat, but you're certainly not going to stand outside the vehicle, especially by the listening to the engine or looking at data and looking at the engine at the same time. You're not going to be able to do it without an extension. But it's not too bad if you're going to sit right in the driver's seat. But I definitely wish these manufacturers would make longer cables. Well, I like that you can turn off that beep. I like the nice display. I like that it's rubberized. I like all the buttons and the feel of them. Everything works pretty well. I don't like the cable length. That's about the only thing I don't like about this. So let's see what else I got. Alright, up next from Actron, we got the Auto Scanner Elite Kit. This is going to be model CP9690. Where is it made? I know I just saw it. Made in Mexico. So this is an OBD scan tool, and has a bunch of cables in there, which is kind of nice. And you can see this one has lots of features. OBD2 and CAN compatible, on-screen code definitions, erases, turns off, check engine light, of course, emission status, live data, freeze frame. It also does ABS and airbags, which is kind of nice for many models and many years. It's got enhanced definitions for manufacturer codes, auto ID, obviously color screen, does have some live graphing. Let's see, anything else? Code Connect, which tells you what the most common fixes are for those codes. And oil light reset on some vehicles. So this definitely does quite a bit. Now this is in the little more expensive range. This is in about the $190 to $200 range right here. So let me get this open. Looks like I'm going to have to cut it open. Alright, you can see once we get it out, we got a box there. And we got the actual code reader. One thing that's nice about this, it has a cable that can be removed. Definitely helps if your cable goes bad. If there's any issues, you can replace it without replacing the whole unit. Alright, you can see the unit itself appears to be well made. Actron makes a good product, so I'm not surprised. Nice feel on the keys. A little bit of rubberized texture right here for holding on to it. but looks like a decent little unit. Let's see what's in the box. It looks like we got a nice little soft case. Alright, and going through the cables, looks like we got a power cable where we can power it up with the cigarette lighter in the vehicle, which is kind of nice. We got our main extension cable, so this is going to plug into the unit, and this looks like it's about 6 feet. I'll have to unravel it and make sure, but that's nice and long. That's nice. And then we got our main OBD2 cable, which goes into the end of this, and then so we can use that for most vehicles. And then we got some vehicle adapters for, does it say on here? Yeah, Toyota, a couple of Toyotas. What is this? Chrysler, GM, and Ford. So you would, instead of using this, you would plug this in the end of it, which is kind of nice. So it's nice to get a few adapters. I already have a million of these, but that's definitely nice. If you don't have any, you get a few of these older ones. Yeah, and unwinding this cable, it's exactly 6 feet. And then when you plug this on the end of it, that's another foot right there. So you got 7 feet of lead for your scan tool. That's really nice. You can stand outside of the vehicle with this thing. And looks like both of these ends are the same. We can just plug one into the unit itself. That feels nice and solid, and it's pretty unobtrusive too, which is kind of nice. Then we just plug the other end in here and screw it in. It's nice that it has these screws, that way it won't come disconnected. That's definitely nice and long. Let's see what it looks like on a vehicle. And like the rest, it powers up when you plug it in. You can see, definitely has a nice big color screen, which is kind of nice. See if it'll auto ID this vehicle. Yes, that is correct. That's nice. It shows you all the modules there on the quick tests on the codes. Kind of nice. You can view the entire data stream, or you can do a custom data list. And if you click that, it'll even ask if you want instructions for creating it. Kind of nice. And it's got some special functions on here. Kind of nice. Charging system monitor, component locator, but there's only a few things on there. And under global, you got your monitors, drive cycle, OBD check, O2 monitors. Got a little evap system test. That's kind of nice. So as you can see, this thing has a lot more features. Got a really nice big display, lots of dedicated buttons, and a nice long cable. So you definitely get more for your money, and it's going to do most manufacturer specific codes, ABS and SRS on many models. Probably not every single model out there it's not going to have, but many of them. And this thing, I'm sure, will work better once I update it. Definitely needs an update, but nice little tool. Alright, that's enough of the OBD2 code readers. Now we're going to look at some full-fledged scan tools. And up first we got the X41 Pro Mini from Launch. And this, of course, is going to be a full-fledged scan tool. It's going to do pretty much everything you need. And this one comes in a nice hard case. Hinges look pretty decent. This thing actually, oh nice. I think this case will actually last. Alright, looking inside, we got a little bit of a manual, not much. Looks like quite a few old school connectors for different vehicles: GM, Benz, BMW, Toyota, Chrysler, the ones I can see. Looks like we got some more connectors in there. I'll have to look and see exactly what they're going to do. And in here we got some power cables and additional cables and fuses in there. And we got our main unit. It's got kind of a soft, hard and soft rubbery feel on that. That's kind of nice. The biggest feature, it's got a Bluetooth VCI, or Vehicle Communication Interface. So you can walk wherever you want around the vehicle. That's the biggest reason why I bought this. One, I wanted another scan tool different than the Autel, but I really wanted a Bluetooth where I could just walk around the vehicle or be over here at the bench and still be looking at data on the vehicle. So that's going to be really nice. Definitely frees you up. And we'll just power it up. Has a 7-inch screen. It's got this little handle back here, so and it plays music, so you can hold on to it. That's kind of nice. Definitely nice, very big display for a small unit. So that's going to be nice. I'm not going to show how to use it right now. I'm going to have to update this for it to work properly on the vehicles. So I'll save that for one of my diagnostic videos, but this is definitely going to be a nice addition to the toolbox. It's got the volume up down like a standard tablet, on off. There's your USB under there. And headphone under there. And it looks like those are your speakers down the bottom. Alright, see what else we got. Alright, last but not least, we got a brand new from Autel LMS906BT, which means it's a Bluetooth. Another Bluetooth scan tool. So, very, very nice. I'm very happy to get this. I'm looking forward to using it. Let's get this thing opened up. As you can see, this thing comes in a gigantic case. And these Autel cases are made very nice. Pretty darn rugged. Although I usually end up throwing them away because they're just too darn big. And looks like a standard Autel case. We got our VCI. You can see this one's a little bit bigger than the Launch. As far as the VCI is concerned. Power cables and accessories. And some more fuses. And these should be lots of adapters. Yeah, you can see how many it comes with. It comes with tons of them. I already pretty much have this whole set, so now I got at least 2 of them. And the main unit. There you go. Let's see what it looks like size-wise compared to my old one. It's got the nice stand in the back. The Launch doesn't have that. That's kind of nice when you just want to set it down. Alright, here's my old one. You can see they pretty much darn near look exact. Everything looks the same, except for the fact this has the cable on top, this one doesn't. So, other than that, they look the same. See if it'll power up. Yeah, it does. You can see this screen's about 8 inches, so a little bit bigger than the Launch. And you can see I'm going to have to log in and I'm going to have to update this. So same thing as the Launch. I'm not going to show this now, but I will show this in my diagnostic video, so be on the lookout for that. But if you've ever seen me use any of my other Autel, it works the same. Alright, this Launch 431 Mini, that's going to be in around the $700 range, and the Autel Bluetooth is going to be in around the $1,200 range. So maybe you can look around, see if you can find some deals on those. I should mention that I purchased all these. Nobody gave me these tools. As a general rule, I decline all offers to do tool reviews from these tool companies. Well, there you go. There they all are. That's all the scan tools I bought. Hopefully you enjoyed this little tool episode, Scan Tool Edition. And as always, if the video helped you out or you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Alright, a little bit of bonus footage for those of you who stuck around to the end. I did go ahead and update all the scan tools and already used them on vehicles. The Topdon, I had to download a file or a couple files, and then you plug this into a computer and then you kind of replace the exact files that are in here, you replace them with the ones you downloaded. It's a tiny bit tricky, but not ridiculous. The Foxwell and the Actron both have their own dedicated software that you download from those companies, and then you just plug the scan tool in, and then after a little bit of manipulating you can update it. So neither one of those were very difficult. Out of the two full-time or full-fledged scan tools, the Autel for me was the easiest because I already have an Autel account because of my other one. All I had to do was log in on the scan tool, hit OK, for the serial number that was in there. I didn't even have to type it in, and it boom, it put it on my account and started updating. It was super easy. And then this the Launch, I had to create an account. Then I had to plug the serial number and then a second code in there, and then it allowed me to update the scan tool. Definitely, without those two codes, I could not have done it. You do have to be careful. From what I understand, sometimes when you buy these Chinese scan tools, there are, I guess, gray market sellers, we could call them. So they're not supported by, at least here in the U.S., they're not supported by Autel and Launch USA. So when you go and try to update these tools, they won't update here in the U.S. And you have to email somebody, probably in China. Then a couple of days later, they give you these codes that you can update your scanner. Obviously, I did not have to do any of that, but be aware that sometimes some sellers, you're going to have to go through hoops like that. So something to be aware of. But none of these were very hard to update. One thing that's pretty cool about the Launch, we'll let it fire up. So on this Launch, if we go into traditional, what's nice is they have a demo mode. So we just click on that, hit submit, and then it's just like if we were using it on a vehicle. So I don't know, can you see that? So we'll hit system scan. Now it's going to pretend it's scanning a vehicle. So you can see many times it's not that quick. And then so we can go into the engine control module and we can read faults. You can see it's got some fault codes in there. So that's pretty neat if you're just first learning how to use these tools. And even, you know, actuator tests, you know, you can pretend you're using the actuator. Let's see, you can clear the codes. You can see now it shows no codes, so it acts just like it would if you were really on a vehicle. You can even select all the data stream and it'll show you a pretend live view of all the data. So you can scroll through. Oh, there's only one page. Some vehicles have one page, some vehicles have several pages. But that's pretty cool. If you're learning how to use it, the demo mode is pretty neat. And even beeps telling you to get your BCI. Thanks for sticking around to the end.